Can anyone hear me?
On a peaceful morning, the forest pond awakened beneath the warm golden sun. Dragonflies danced above the water, while tiny creatures began another busy day. Beside the water stood an old moss-covered rock, warmed each morning by the rising sun. And on that rock lived a cheerful young frog who believed he could handle almost anything. He loved the pond, the sunshine, and especially a little adventure. With powerful legs, he could leap across the pond with ease. From lily pad to stone, and stone to branch, there seemed to be nowhere he couldn't go. And because he was strong and quick, the frog sometimes believed that bigger creatures were simply more useful than little ones. Not far away, a tiny ant was already hard at work, carrying food home, one little step at a time. The path was never easy for someone so small, but the little ant never allowed an obstacle to stop him. As the little ant continued on his way, someone nearby finally noticed his determined little journey. The frog hopped closer, amazed that such a tiny creature could work with such determination.
You're so tiny. How can someone so small do anything important? Being small doesn't mean being useless.
Without another word, the little ant picked up his seed and continued his work. The frog thought about the ant's words for a moment, but soon returned to enjoying another beautiful day. Later that day, the little ant set out once more, carrying another seed along the familiar path. His path led across a broad green leaf, still shining, with drops of water. But one small step landed on a slippery patch, and suddenly, the journey became much more dangerous. The ant tried desperately to hold on, but beneath him stretched the deep, enormous pond. At last, his tiny legs could hold on no longer, and the little ant fell into the pond. The water felt like an endless ocean to someone so small, and no matter how hard he tried, the shore seemed far away. Then the frog saw him. In an instant, playtime no longer mattered. Without hesitation, the frog leaped across the water to help his tiny friend. The frog quickly found a small floating leaf and gently pushed it toward the ant. With one last effort, the ant grabbed the leaf and pulled himself safely out of the water. Slowly and carefully, the frog guided the little leaf all the way back to shore. Safe at last, the little ant looked up at the frog, who had come to his rescue.
Thank you. You saved my life.
I'm glad I was here to help.
For the first time, the frog no longer saw only a tiny creature. He saw a new friend.
Someday, maybe I can help you too.
The frog smiled.
Maybe you will.
He still couldn't imagine how someone so small could ever rescue someone like him. From that day on, the frog and the little ant became good friends. And the frog began to understand that friendship was often built from the smallest acts of kindness. For a while, life beside the pond was peaceful, but nature was preparing a change of its own. Then one afternoon, dark clouds gathered above the forest, and the warm sunlight disappeared. At first, came a few drops, and then the rain began to fall harder. As the water slowly rose, the frog knew he needed to reach higher ground. But one unlucky step changed everything.
Help!
His powerful
I'm
leg
stuck.
had become tangled
Can anyone hear me?
among the wet roots and vines. But someone had hurt him. The tiny friend he had once saved from the pond. The ant tried with all his strength, but some problems were too big for one small ant alone. So the little ant did something even wiser. He asked his colony for help. The ants worked side by side, each one doing their part. What one ant could not do alone, many ants could do together. Little by little,
You saved
the final
me.
vine
We saved
grew
you
weaker.
together. I was
At
wrong.
last,
Being small
the final
doesn't mean you
vine
can't do
gave way,
something important.
and the frog was free. And at last, the frog understood the lesson his tiny friend had tried to teach him. From that day on, the frog never again judged anyone by their size. He had learned that strength can come in many forms, and that even the smallest friend can make the greatest difference. No one is too small to make a difference, and kindness given today may return when you need it most.